Hello, everybody. Jamie the Board Game Man here with another episode. Today, we are going back to 1985. The game is by Warren Company. It is 4 to 6 players. If you like mystery, intrigue, strategy, and murder, then this is the game for you. It is Murder, She Wrote, based on the television series. So let's head on over to the gamers table and play detective. All right, everybody, welcome to the gamers table. Here is Murder, She Wrote. Here it is. I'll go ahead and go over the components and then show you how to play the game. So first of all, as you see, here is the board. Pretty cool looking board. It's pretty nice. We also have 6 player tokens, which are nothing special about these. We got 6 different ones. It is a 4 to 6 player game. So you got those. It also comes with 2 dice. You also have these little tokens here that say alive and dead. All right. You also have these 6 playing pieces as well. These are your characters. There's 5 Jessicas and 1 murderer. And you can see each one of them has a circle that corresponds to the color that whatever you are, the player piece here, it matches the color that you have on here. If you have say you have a 4-player game, 3 people will be Jessica and 1 person will be the murderer. As long as, if you have 5 players, obviously you have 4 Jessicas and a murderer. There's always going to be 1 murderer, and all the rest of the players will be Jessica. That's how that works. You also have this here. Now this is actually called the accused dial. And once you, which I'll explain later, but once you land on the accused, you're going to actually turn this to the player you think is the murderer. And then I'll show that to you once we get to that. There's also these little rings that each player will get to their corresponding color that they have. This is what they look like when they have not been used yet. There's 10 of them of each color. And they come just like this, and then you just take them apart. And I believe, and then the instructions, which is really nice as always, are inside the box. It's inside the insert in the box. Really nicely done. It's really, really nice. So that is the instructions right here. Okay, now let's move on to playing the game. So we're going to go ahead and say we're doing a 4-player game. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 of these Jessicas, put the other 2 in the box. We're going to do a 4-player. And so 2 Jessicas will be taken out. So you're going to have 3 Jessicas and a murderer. Now what's going to happen is you're going to take these colors, let's see, blue, red, yellow, and green. So we're going to go ahead and put these 2 away. Okay? And now we got 4 of these. Now what's going to happen is, let me punch these out real quick. That way you don't have any colors in here. And you start off the game by putting these upside down. You're going to mix them up, like so. And each player is going to go ahead and take 1. And what the player is going to do is they're going to look and see who they are. Okay, and then they're going to put the color that they are in there. So this is blue color. You're going to put the blue and you're going to put it on this side. On the side with no Jessica on it. Okay? That way everyone knows you are the blue player. And so on. And every other player will do the same thing. This player will choose, I'm going to be red, so red's going to be this. He's going to check and see what he is. He's Jessica as well. So the red player would have that in front of them. This player picks, green player picks this one. And they decide, they know that the green player is now the murderer. And then the final player will look and see what he or she is. And we'll put yellow for that one there. So these 4 colors will be in front of all 4 players, face down. You never want to show the person who you are, whether you're Jessica or you're the murderer. And you're all going to start right here in the middle of the mansion. Or the hotel. I'm sorry, it's a hotel. Now let me give you a little storyline of what happens in this game. Jessica Fletcher has been invited to spend a relaxing week at an old friend's island resort. During her stay, a murder is committed, and the lives of several witnesses are in mortal danger. one of the 4 to 6 players will secretly play the murderer, and the other 3 to 5 players, as Jessica, would individually attempt to discover and apprehend the murderer. So for the murderer, what he's trying to do is the object of the game, there's 2 different objects of the game. If you're Jessica, you're trying to figure out who the murderer is. If you are the murderer, you are trying to murder up to 5 witnesses, that way they can't turn you in. Okay, so at the very beginning, each person is going to be in the room. So let's say there's 4 players, the other 3 will exit the room, and what you're going to do is we're going to put these dead or alive tokens on the witnesses. And you can see there's all these witnesses in the house. So each person is going to take, if you're Jessica, you're going to take an alive token and place it in any one of these people. Here's Penelope Rumford. So one person is going to come in and say, okay, put alive there. Then the next person is going to come in, and you're just going to pretty much put alive, alive, alive. And you're going to start off the game with one person being dead. So you got to put all these alive tokens in here. Let me find some other alives in here. And we're going to put them along the edge here. Alive, alive, alive. And so each player is going to come in, and they're going to put a token on the board. As long as one of them says dead, that would be the murderer. The murderer would choose which one is dead. Or if you want, which is something my friend Matt Wilkes mentioned on his when he was showing this on his channel. What you do at the very beginning of the game is you just take all the tokens, put one dead, all the rest alive, shuffle them up, and just put them out there. You can do that too. I just wanted to let you know that's what the rules say. Is each one person comes in the room. If you're Jessica, you take an alive token, you put it on any one of these, then you leave the room and another person comes in. If you're the murderer, you take one of the dead tokens and put them on one of them. That's pretty much how it works, but you can do it if you want to do it quicker like that. Just take all the tokens, all the lives, and one dead, and just kind of place them anywhere. I do like that little house rule. I like that idea. But anyhow, so there we go. So now you have a token, a live or dead token in each one of these witnesses, in each one of these places. As you can see, you have a hotel here. This is where you're going to start. Then you have like a boathouse. You have a golf club, stable, health spa, restaurant, casino, beach, and the tennis club. And what you do at the very beginning is you're going to all start right here. And then you're going to roll the dice. Now, like I said, you're going to have this in front of every player. So you're going to have, player here, a player here, and I'll move this out of the way, and you'll have a player over here, and so on. You'll still have the players all around with their characters face down with their color. Okay, I'm going to put this accused out of the way too. So what you're going to do is each player is going to roll the dice. Whoever rolls highest goes first, of course. So now you're going to roll the dice. Now you see we rolled 6. So you can go any direction that you feel like you want to. So you're going to go, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you cannot start by automatically looking in the hotel. If you want to look in here, you got to exit and then go back in. So, okay, that's what you're going to have to do if you want to check there. Now, say, for instance, if you land on one of these areas here, the dots. Say you land on any one of these dots that are inside the boathouse area. What you're going to do is you're going to take a look at the token, and it says alive. Okay? So what you're going to do, if you're Jessica, you're going to take this little tray. This is the tray that holds all the tokens. And what you want to do, let me grab the tray out of here. Actually, you would have the rings out of there. You wouldn't have the rings in there. You're going to make sure that all these tokens are face down. The dead and alive chips are going to be all face down in here. Okay? And what you're going to do for each turn, you're going to take that coin, like this is alive, and if you're Jessica, you're just going to put it back in there without anybody looking. You're going to kind of secretly get another alive token, okay? And you're going to put it face down in there. Now, once blue has gone in there, into the boathouse, you take one of your rings, and you're going to place it on last in, okay? And you can see on the bottom here, it says last in, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So every time you enter a room and you look at the token, you're going to put your ring, your colored ring in there. So now everyone knows you were the last one in the boathouse, okay? Same thing with yellow. Say yellow comes over here and makes their way over to the beach, okay? Yellow is Jessica, okay? So they're going to look and say, oh, okay, this person's alive. So they're going to kind of go in here, and they're going to take another alive token without anybody else seeing, and they're going to put it face down. And then yellow is going to take one of their rings and put it in last in, like so on. say red comes over and comes over to the boathouse as well, they're going to look and see, and let's see what red is. Red is Jessica as well. So what red's going to do is they're going to take a look and say, okay, this person's still alive, okay? And you're going to go ahead and put that face down. You're going to look for another alive token without anybody looking, and you're going to put it face down. Now blue is going to be pushed over to second, and then red is going to take one of their little rings and put it in the last in, and so on. And that's going to keep going like this and like this. The more and more people go in until if you're like the seventh person in, then sixth will drop off, okay? So say, you had other people going in and out of there, and let's just say, black went in, and then red came back in again. It would just keep pushing and pushing until you finally get to the sixth there, and then this one would fall off, and then you have all six going in there. That way you can see who is the last one in, second, third, and so on. If you're the murderer, so let's see, it must be green, because it's the only one I haven't looked at. So green is the murderer. So say green comes in and comes over to the health spa. Now this is when your strategy comes involved. Okay, it comes in play here. Green's going to look over here and it's going to say alive. Okay, so what's going to happen is it's up to green what they want to do. Do you want to keep that person alive or do you want them dead? Well, right now, as you can see, no one else has been in that room. So you might want to be careful. You don't want to go, I'm going to kill him, haha. And then you put your green token there, which I'll put right here. Some of the ones that hasn't been taken apart yet. And you put last in, and then someone else comes in there, sees you're the last person in, but it says dead. That might give you away because you don't want anybody else to find out who you are. And like I said, how the murderer wins is the first, once he murders 5 people, or murders 5 witnesses, I should say, then you make it to the exit, and then you get out without being accused. But so you want to be careful. If a few other people have been in there already and you go in there, then you can kind of go in there and change it to dead if you want to. But when you're the first person in, you might not want to kill them right away. You know what I'm saying? But that's totally up to you. Or totally up to the killer. So pretty much that's what happens is you're going in each one of these rooms, you're checking to see if that person's alive or dead or not. Obviously, the killer is the only one that can change the token to dead. Now, when it comes to the end of the game, say you figure, I think I know who the murderer is. You can either go to this boat dock or you can go to this boat dock. There's 2 different boat docks you can go to. Once you land on or pass the accused spot here, you do not have to land on it perfectly by exact roll. You can actually go beyond it, okay? If you land on the accused or pass it, then what you do is you're going to take the accused dial, and let's just say you think it's yellow. So you're going to put this you're going to slide this over to yellow. You're going to find the yellow. There we go. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep this secret. You're not going to let anybody know yet. And what you'll do is you're going to put this face down in front of you. Then you're going to take yellow's thing, and you're going to see if they're the murderer. If they are not the murderer, then you silently just put it back down. Don't say a word, and you've been eliminated from the game. Just like that. So you want to make you want to be pretty sure that you know who the murderer is. If not, you're out of the game, and this is null and void. So you don't have to worry about this anymore. Same thing with if you guess it right. Say you go to the accused, and then you go over to the green. You say, I think it's green, and you put green on here. Okay. Then you look at green, and you see he is the murderer. Then you're going to say, aha, I know who the murderer is. It's green. And then you win the game. Now, when it comes to being the murderer, okay, obviously you're not going to use this because you are the murderer, so you don't need to have the accused dial. Once you know you have killed off 5 of the witnesses, you're going to make it over to either of the boat docks, and you'll see the red, it says escape. That is for the murderer. So say green, like I said, is the murderer. Green needs to make it into one of these corners. You probably want to make it kind of nonchalantly. You don't want to just go, okay, I've killed 5. You want to kind of nonchalantly kind of make your way over there. And as soon as you make it over to the escape, which you do not have to do by exact roll, as soon as you hit the escape, then you win the game. As soon as you make sure that 5 people have been killed off. Now remember, at the beginning of the game, there's already 1 dead already. So you still need to kill off 4 more people without anybody else knowing who the murderer is. And if you're able to make it to the escape, In either corner, you win the game. And if you're Jessica, if you correctly pick the murderer, then you, Jessica, will win the game. And there you have Murder, She Wrote.